Welcome back, everyone, to the Bears Profit Plays YouTube channel. Today is Wednesday, June 19, 2024, and we have another big slate of games to break down for tonight. I'm going to be breaking down a couple games as we get some new series underway in the MLB. We're going to be looking at the Mariners going up against the Guardians, and we have the D-backs going up against my Washington Nationals. We have the best plays of the day, 2 player props, and a game pick, and then 3 graphic plays as well. But if you guys would please drop a like on this video, share it with a friend, subscribe to the channel below before you go any farther in the video, that'd be greatly appreciated. All right, let's break down some ball. All right, guys, let's get into this leaderboard this is Tuesday night slate of games and recording a little bit early. We did finish Monday 3-1. We didn't get the sweep, but we're looking for a sweep here on Tuesday. We've got the Giants and the Cubs under 9.5 runs in that game. Somebody commented the wind's blowing out, but we do have Logan Webb and Justin Steele. Hopefully they can keep that game under. Then we have Dodgers versus Rockies over 11.5. Austin Gomber going up against Walker Buehler. Should be a lot of runs scored in that game. Lane Thomas over 1.5 bases going up against the D-backs, and then Tanner Hoke under 2.5 runs going up against the Blue Jays for the best plays of the day. Then we have 2 graphic plays here. Charlie Blackmon over 1.5 bases against the Dodgers, and then Christopher Morel under 1.5 bases going up against the Giants. But let's take a look at the leaderboard. It is updated. We have been doing pretty good so far over the last week or so of baseball, so hopefully that continues. 11-3 on the player props over the last 7, 6-3 on the game picks over the last 7. Record is going in the right direction, so hopefully that continues here. We're going to get right into these games, so we're going to be looking at the Seattle Mariners going up against the Cleveland Guardians as the first play of the day. Both of these teams have been winning games in their own way. But if you're looking at the stat, the Cleveland Guardians, they're the clear-cut best team in this game. We are going to get a very good pitching matchup between Bryan Woo and Tanner Bybee. And I'm going to take the under in this game between the two teams. The under 8 will be the official play here. I'm going to start with Bryan Woo because he's been outstanding for the Mariners this season, only having 1 bad game on the year. He did have an injury he was dealing with. His first start of the season was May 10th. But we have now seen him in 6 games, and he has given up a total of 1 run in 5 of those games. And the other 1 bad game he had, it was against my Nationals. He gave up 3 runs in 6 innings. He's coming into this game with a 1.07 ERA, and it's not like he's been facing off against bad opponents either over the last 6 games. I would say that they're favorable matchups, but he's gone against the Royals, the Yankees, and the Athletics twice, and all those teams are pretty good at hitting. The Athletics at times, they struggle, but they have been very frisky in a lot of their games. I think the most impressive thing, though, about Bryan this season has been his whip. Coming in with a 0.53 whip, he's only given up 16 total hits, 2 total walks on the year. And another big thing he's worked towards this season has been limiting the home runs, because last year, his rookie season, he was very bad at giving up home runs. This season, he's keeping the ball in the ballpark, only 1 allowed all season long. So I do like everything about him in this game coming in. And then on the other side, we have Tanner Bybee, who's been a pretty reliable option for the Guardians as well. He does have a few games where he's given up a few too many runs. He's coming in with a 3.94 ERA and a 1.17 whip. But typically, he doesn't give up more than 2 runs in any of his outings. Over the last 6 games, he has been under 2 runs in half of them, but he has been going up against some pretty tough opponents. The Mariners are one of the worst hitting teams in baseball this season, and really, if they could just hit the ball, they would be so much better. The pitching for them has been excellent all season long, and if the bats come later in the season, this team is very, very capable of making a big playoff run. The Guardians are more of an all-around team because the bullpen's been so good this year, but I can't see the Mariners scoring more than 4 runs in this game, and if Bryan Woo pitches like he's been pitching all year, this under is going to hit very easily. I'm going to take the under 8 runs here as the play. For the player props on the screen, we have Julio Rodriguez and for the Mariners, and then Jose Ramirez for the Guardians. Both of these guys, they're really good at hitting this season, but I'm not going to take either of them because I do think this is going to be a low-scoring game. Julio Rodriguez has been extra good at the plate lately, so I would start with him if you're looking for player props. And then obviously we have Jose Ramirez, who thinks he's Barry Bonds, so you know he's full of confidence. He is the best hitter on that team. So if you were going to look at player props for this game, I would start with those 2. But for me, it's going to be a hard pass, and we're going to get right into the best play of the day. This is going to be it. The Arizona Diamondbacks going up against the Washington Nationals. The Nationals have been winning lately, and I'm hoping they beat the Diamondbacks on Tuesday night. That would put us at 500 on the season. It is amazing what this team can do if we get some productive pitching. Mitchell Parker, DJ Hurst, Mackenzie Gore, Jake Irvin. This is the future, and in this game, it's going to be the weight dragging us back down. Patrick Corbin back on the mound for the Nationals. He's going to be getting up a matchup going up against Brandon Pfaadt, who's really been struggling this season as well. Brandon was one of the keys last season for the Diamondbacks postseason run. He was very good in the playoffs. I thought that was going to transfer over to this season, but it really hasn't just worked out for that guy. With the 2 guys on the mound we have in this one, we've got to take the over as the play. It's going to be over 9 runs as the play today, and we are going to start with Patrick Corbin because I love talking about him. It's no mistake that the Nationals are on a winning streak whenever they pull Patrick Corbin out of the lineup. I thought we figured this out. I really did. But we're going to go back to Patrick Corbin because we're paying him too much. That's really the key. We're giving him too much money, so we have to get something out of him. And if you look at it in a different way, comedy is a form of payments, I guess you can say. So we are getting some comedy out of this. Every time he's on the mound, I find a way to laugh whenever he's out there. He's coming in with a 5.84 ERA. He's gone 14 games. He's given up nearly 100 hits and 54 runs in total on the year. There is no mistaking that this is the worst starting pitcher in Major League Baseball. He can go stat for stat with any starting pitcher in the MLB right now and be worse or almost as worse as they are. He's coming off a game against the Tigers where he wasn't horrible. He worked 5 innings. He gave up 4 hits, 1 run, walked 2. I would absolutely love for that to happen again in this game, but I've watched this guy too many times. The Diamondbacks are going to be able to hit around on him, and the Diamondbacks, they're pretty good against lefties this season. Patrick Corbin, whenever he goes 5+ innings, it's nearly a disaster every single time. And just over the last 5 games, he's given up a total of 20 runs. So he's averaging giving up 4 runs per game over the last 5. The whip, incredibly high, 1.62, and his favorite pastime other than giving up runs has been giving up walks this season. There's really nothing I can say positive about him. I've come to peace with it. He is what he is. He's going to give us maybe one game every, 30 days where he looks like he's okay, and then he's going to go out there and give up 4+ runs. So I'm fine with it. For Brandon, he's a lot better than Patrick Corbin. He's coming in with a 4.38 ERA, and he has given up 4+ runs in 3 of the last 4 games. Again, if the Nationals beat the Diamondbacks on Tuesday night, which I'm really hoping that's going to happen, I'm going to watch the game in a little bit, they're going to be sitting at 500, and the Nationals right now, they've actually been hitting the ball pretty well. The stats will tell you that they're not a very good hitting team this season. The stats are probably correct, but teams do go on a little bit of hitting streaks, and they get hot sometimes. We saw that with the Athletics about a month ago. They were one of the best hitting teams in baseball, and now they're back to sucking. I think the Nationals are going to tattoo Brandon in this game. I'm going to take the over 9 runs, and I really want to take the Nationals on money line as well, but I can't do it because Patrick Corbin's on the mound. So we're just going to take the over as the play for this one. For the player props on the screen, we're taking both of them, Ketel Marte and Luis Garcia, over 1.5 bases. We're going to start with Luis Garcia, and for some reason, the Nationals are putting him at the 5 hole sometimes, and sometimes even the 7 hole. Whenever Lane Thomas was out for that extended period of time, whenever Patrick Corbin cursed him sliding into second base, we put Luis Garcia in the 2 hole right behind C.J. Abrams, and nearly every single game, C.J. would get on base and Garcia would drive him in. Why did we go away from that lineup? I've got no idea, but Garcia is coming into this game with a 269 batting average. He has crushed right-handed pitching this season, having 15 of his 17 extra base hits on that side. He has a 291 batting average against righties compared to a 182 batting average against lefties, and Brandon's coming into this game in bad form and a right-handed pitcher. Love the play there. For Ketel Marte, he is a switch hitter, but he is maybe the best player in Major League Baseball against left-handed pitching. He has 19 extra base hits and 34 hits against lefties this season. He only has 99 at-bats. He absolutely crushes left-handed pitching. He's hitting .343 this season, and Patrick Corbin is the next victim on his list. The good thing about this game, especially for Marte, is that it doesn't even matter what side of the plate he's on, because Patrick Corbin, he's giving up at least a .310 batting average plus to both sides this season. All the advantage in the world in this game is for Ketel Marte, so I'm going to take him over 1.5 bases as a play. So we have a lot of plays for this game. Hopefully, we just get a ton of run production out of both of these teams. We have the over 9 and then the 2 player props on the screen there. All right. Let's take a look at the best player props of the day for tomorrow. And we are going to start with Marcus Semien to go over 1.5 bases going up against the New York Mets and Sean Manaea. I'm going to start with Sean because I have a lot of trust issues with him dating back to last season. He cost me a bunch of money. He can go out there and pitch flawless in 10 consecutive games, and I would still never trust this guy in any of the games he goes in. This season, he's been pretty bad. 4.11 ERA, a 1.32 whip, and he's been giving up a lot of hits this season. In his last game against the Padres, he was pretty good. He only gave up 1 run, but if you take a look at the previous games before that, he's given up 5+ hits over the last 4 games, giving up 2+ runs in every single one of those games. He is a left-handed pitcher, and Marcus Semien, he crushes lefties this season, hitting .333 on the year against them. I know that Marcus Semien hasn't had the best year with the Texas Rangers. He's definitely having a down season, but he's still coming into this game with a .259 batting average, and he has shown that he loves to hit against lefties. So I'm going to take him in this game over 1.5 bases as the play there. For the pitching prop, a guy that needs a second chance, Freddie Peralta of the Milwaukee Brewers, under 2.5 runs going up against the Angels. I'm a big believer, guys, in second chances and bounce-back performances, and this is going to be a must-have bounce-back performance from Freddie Peralta. He's coming off his worst start in maybe his career going up against the Cincinnati Reds. He gave up 10 hits, 6 runs, 2 home runs, and he was only able to go 5 innings. Before that, he had bad games against the Tigers and the White Sox as well, struggling in both, giving up 3+ runs in both of those games. He's definitely struggling at the moment, coming in with a 4.38 ERA, but I do think eventually he's going to find a way to bring himself out of this hole he's in. He's too good of a pitcher. He has been one of the best arms in baseball over the last couple of years, and I do think this is the game that he's going to be able to turn it all around, give up less than 2 runs. He has shown the ability to go 6+, even 7+ innings and shut down games. He's going up against the Angels, and this season, the Angels, they're not a good team. They're coming into this game with a 239 team batting average, and over the last 3 games, they've been even worse. 223 hitting as a team over the last 3. They are also bottom 10 in baseball in runs scored per game, only scoring 4.15 runs per game. I know Freddie's been tough to watch over the last couple games, but I'm willing to give him a chance here against the Angels. I'm taking him under 2.5 runs as the best play of the day there. All right, let's go over to the graphic for the day. Starting pitchers at the top left. Graphic plays, we've got Guardians and Mariners under 8 runs scored in that game. Brian Wu and Tanner Bybee on the mound. Ketel Marte and Luis Garcia over 1.5 bases in that game between the D-backs and the Nationals. And speaking of that game, it's going to be the best play of the day, over 9 runs. Patrick Corbin and Brandon Pfaadt. They're going to give up a lot of runs in this one. Marcus Semien over 1.5 bases going up against Sean Manaea, who crushes lefties. And then Freddie Peralta, I'm giving him a second chance, under 2.5 runs going up against the Angels. Guys, that's going to do it for the MLB picks and props for Wednesday, June 19th slate of games. If you guys enjoyed the content, please sure to drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel below. See you guys next video, and thanks for watching.